Today we're going to be talking about 3 press releases that we have never gone over on this channel. Now this first release we're going to be going over is for a situation where we have a DB who's probably inside shade or inside leverage, and he's maybe about 2 to 3 yards off from me. So anytime I have a DB who's 2 to 3 yards off, my goal is to be able to close the space with him and then obviously give him a move to attack his leverage. So if he's inside leverage, his goal is to prevent the inside route. Best way to get a DB to move, make him think we're going where he doesn't want us to go. So that's where this release comes into play. So the first release here, and we're going to show this full speed in a second so you guys have a better idea of it, but the first step of this release is you're going to step with your right foot and cross over the top of your left. Obviously if we're flipping sides, it would be left over the right, but let's say my quarterback is to the left, my left foot is up, my right foot steps across my left. Now I'm almost taking a double step with this thing. I call this a Hesy walk jab step. So you're essentially taking this walk step across, hop again on the right foot, throw a jab to the inside, and then we're out. Now you might be asking or might be thinking, why would we take this little Hesy step right here? And that's just to change tempo of the DB, right? Or change tempo on the DB. As if we come out with the same route tempo every single time, a DB will be able to gauge my speed, get a read on my reps, and will have a better recovery time or better anticipation of what I am trying to do. So we're trying to change up the tempo, slow down the speed, and then obviously attack his leverage to release to the outside. So I'm going to show you how this release should look full speed. Now before we show this release full speed, you guys, if you are a wide receiver or a quarterback and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches this offseason, we're coming out to 9 more states across the country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver camps. So guys, we're going to be coming out to Nashville, Tennessee, then we'll be heading out to Chicago, Illinois, Buffalo, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Boise, Idaho, and finishing off our tour in Los Angeles, California. So guys, if you're local to one of those cities and you would like to train with us, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out. Let's get back to this video. Now this next release is going to build off of the first release that we discussed with that hesitation walk step. So we want to do this when I have a DB who is sitting in something called catch technique, which is where he is facing me probably about 2 to 3 yards off. Now he could be inside shade, he could be outside shade, but this release I like when he is head up. So we're building off of that same hesitation walk step. So you're going to start out, let's say my quarterback is to my left foot is up. Set, go, I come off the ball. I'm stepping with my right foot. I'm going to hesitate. Then instead of me just throwing a jab and releasing to the outside like the last release, we're trying to make it look the same, right? We're trying to be unpredictable to this DB. So we come off the ball, hesitation, 1, 2, faking like we're going to the outside, then we can release back to the inside and get up into another route, run a slant, run a seam, whatever the case may be. But this is an inside release route building off of that hesitation jab step that we showed in the first part of this video. So I'm going to show you how this release is going to look full speed. Now this next release is going to be another form of a hesitation skip release. I call this like a Hesy skip and go release. You see a lot of guys like Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson all execute this release when they have a DB who's lined up where that red cone is inside shade and they have to run some type of outside release route, right? So that could be a fade, that could be an outside release and you're working to stack to run a post, run a corner, anytime that you're working an outside release. So we have this person who's inside shade press. What we're trying to make him do is make a decision. So the first step of this release, you're going to step with your back foot and take something called a kick step. Now a kick step is something that will load your hips so you could explode into this hesitation step, because the first part of this release is that skip with the left foot. So we kick behind, we load up my hips, hesitation with the left foot, and we are attacking on a 45-degree angle. Like I said, we were trying to make the DB make a decision. So we're trying to make this DB either sit to the inside and expect that we're running a slant by sliding to the outside, or we were trying to get him to overcommit to the fade. So maybe I could put the brakes on and release back to the inside. So we come off here, we don't want to go flat, because if I go flat, that DB could play the slant, and if I take off to the outside, he could cut me off on the fade. We have to attack on a 45-degree angle. So we kick here, hesitation. If he stays, we could just take off and go. Now, you put yourself in this position. If he jumps to the outside, I could just put the brakes on and react and go to the inside. Sometimes press releases, guys, are not about just having a predetermined plan. A lot of times it's about using a release where you could react and release either inside or outside. So I'm going to show you how this release should look full speed. Now, before we show that release full speed, you guys, if you're a wide receiver and you would like myself to make you a custom workout plan, check out that second link in the description below where it says custom quarterback and wide receiver workout plans. What you'll be able to do is submit film to me of you either working out on a field, practice reps, game reps. I'll break down the film, give you audio and video feedback, and then I'll create an 8-week-long wide receiver field and gym workout schedule for you to follow. Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that, video examples of each drills, all tailored to fit your exact needs as a receiver. So guys, if that brings some interest to you, check out that second link in the description below. We'd love to have you be a part of our new custom workout plans. Let's get back to this video.